All right, so Meghan just posted a new photo on her As Ever Instagram, and something immediately caught my attention. The spoon, guys. The spoons! At first glance, I thought, ooh, those must be vintage spoons, because I love vintage everything, and I've touched a lot of vintage cutlery. I bought some. I've bought them off eBay, flea markets, thrift stores. I mean, you name it, I've bought it off of there. So I know the look. But then I noticed something strange, because I looked a little bit closer. I was like, blank medallion on the handle? And suddenly my vintage radar started malfunctioning, because I've seen a lot of antique spoons, a lot of antique everything, but I've never seen ones like these. The more I looked into them, the more it made me wonder, are these even vintage spoons? Because what I found on the internet, and if I am correct, these spoons might actually not be food safe to use at all. So let's take a closer look. Let's get started. Hello everyone, I'm Sir Chairs, and in this channel we analyze videos and articles through the lens of PR. Now I want to show you the picture of the spoons right here. 1 second. Alright, so these are the spoons. Let me get myself over here. And it says, as ever, 3 spreads, each with its own point of view: strawberry for brightness and freshness, raspberry for depth and gentle tartness, orange marmalade for warmth and subtle sweetness, designed to move easily from breakfast to dessert and everywhere in between. What's everywhere in between? That's what I want to know. But anyways, I digress, because when I looked at this, I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why 5 spoons? I don't know which one is the strawberry and which one's the raspberry. And the way she aligned them right here, I'm like, you should have put the spoon of the strawberry first, and then the raspberry, and then the orange marmalade. That way we, the audience, know which one is which. You have 2 marmalades, or you have 2 of the raspberry or 2 of the strawberry, because at this point in time, I don't know what you're doing. You're just like completely trying to confuse us. And congratulations, you completely have already confused the heck out of us. Not just your husband, not just your business partners, but your audience as well. So when I'm looking at this, I was like, those spoons, are they vintage? Because the closer I look at them, I'm like, they don't look silver. And then these are all the same right here. But if you see the little crown type thing that's there, all of them have it except for this one. This one is different. So I'm thinking, why did you put 5 instead of 3? Why? Like, stop it. Like, this is so ridiculous. Anyways, I wanted to know where these were from. And so I went ahead and I asked Google where, what's up? What's going on? Where are these from? But no, did not show up. But I had to go into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, please take the jam out of there. And this is how it looks without the jam. That's the spoon. Pretty similar. ChatGPT did a really great job, took away the jam from it, so now I can reverse look. And I was shocked at what it gave me. Guys, you're not going to believe it. So if I go over here and I place this spoon on image reverse, right here, this is what it gives me. It's like, this item is a collectible vintage souvenir spoon. It's a souvenir spoon, which makes sense because it has a black medallion. So if I go over here and I put blank medallion spoons, there they are. These are very similar to the spoons. Obviously, they're not the exact, but they're similar. And then there's a company. Where is it? Because I was like, ooh, those are the spoons. Okay, sorry. I had to go to the other one. That way I can bring this one back up and see if we together can find a match for this right here. And what we're looking for is this. You see that? Same spoon right here. Exact same spoon. And it's a souvenir spoon. I mean, we can continue checking in vintage souvenir spoon, collectors. Now, usually when it's a collector's item, a souvenir item, it's not intended for food use whatsoever. So if I go here, let's see eBay. Let's see what eBay is selling. See, this one has the actual medallion in there, like the actual crest or whatever needs to be. But if we go back here, I want to show you where they create them. Ruby Lane. All right, so if I go here, you check this out, custom souvenir spoons. We click it, we go. I'm like, okay, they have that one. They have that one. Doesn't that one look very similar to it? Where is it? There you go. That looks almost a replica. It looks similar. It's not the same, but it's very similar. So what they do, this seems to be, if I'm correct, this is a souvenir spoon. And right here, souvenir spoons are crafted from zinc, which would make sense. Wait, this one's like, doesn't look silver. It imitates it, but it's not. This elegant keepsake, commemorate, please. They're not suitable for food use as they're specially created to serve lasting mementos of significant events. There you go, folks. There you go. Call me crazy, but I really think this is a souvenir spoon, not for food consumption whatsoever. And Meghan is obviously putting food on them. And they put it, and the other thing I looked at, I'm like, they look very flimsy or very thin. Thin is the word. If I go back over here, I think they have like an actual video. Yes. So the question would be, why would Meghan use these? So my theory, the reason she used these, because obviously it's just for Instagram, it's just like an aesthetic appeal, just to make sure like, ooh, it looks vintage, European, farmhouse, cottage core, or old world cooking, some heritage food imagery, something like that. Like, it's just aesthetic. So she's just thinking, use these spoons. These spoons look fancy enough. Just use them in the photos. But she did not expect us sleuths to come and investigate, because they look cheap. Now, when I look at them, I'm like, why didn't you put a seal? It would have been so much better if you would have put a seal. Even if you put that ugly M, we still would have said something about it. But still, now they're just cheap spoons. And here's where the issue comes down to, because the brand is trying to communicate versus what the brand is actually showing. She wants to show like heritage, craftsmanship, and authenticity in as ever. But what she's actually showing is mass-produced decorative props, which in my opinion creates a disconnect between the image being presented and the reality behind it. And in branding, to me, that is a disconnect completely. I would never advise one of my clients to do this. Absolutely not, because it just cheapens the whole brand. Because today consumers are extremely sensitive to authenticity. When you're buying something cheap, you don't mind getting it wrapped in a plastic bag. It doesn't matter. But when you're getting something that's artisanal, something like how she's trying to create her brand, you expect it to be in a beautiful packaging, something nice. And even what she's using on her branding on her Instagram matters. And again, this all comes down to the small details in her branding that either reinforce authenticity or quietly undermine it. And for someone that continues saying that she's into the details, she loves the details, she's definitely not into the details, in my opinion. Because when people start noticing these details, they will start asking bigger questions like we are. What is this brand all about? In reality, we want to know, because right now we can see the white labeling, we can see the mass production, and she's charging prices that undermine that. All right, so you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, because I see you. Most of you that are watching are not subscribed, and I would appreciate for you guys to subscribe before you leave so I can see you in my next video. Bye.